Hey guys, just got back from Chattahoochee Hills in Atlanta, and I thought that this might be a good chance to just have a little talk about a moment that happened to me at the last water on the cross-country course on my horse. I rode Prophet there, and he's a great horse, just did his third intermediate there, and absolutely smoked around the cross-country. He jumped it all beautifully, and was super confident really the whole trip. But we had a pretty nice, straightforward course. In the last water, you had to drop in over a significant roll top type fence, drop down a bank. There was 6 forward strides across the water to a skinny, and then either an inside 5 or an outside 6 strides to a corner, to a right-handed corner on a slight left bend. So I jumped in, and he's a good horse, but he's young. He's just 7. So I jumped in, and he left the ground just a little bit weak on the way in, so I really had to move to get the 6. And I got the 6 done, but we were a little bit long in the 6. So I landed and I kicked to get the 5, but as I kicked to get the 5, what I didn't account for was that he actually shifted a little bit to the outside of the line. And I, a bit ignorantly and stupidly, I kicked again and said, no, we're going to get this 5. We can do it. This is a good test for this horse because we're getting ready for our CCI long here shortly. So I kicked again into my second stride and still thought I was a bit long, so I kicked again in my third stride, and I thought, oh, I'm not sure we're going to make this, so I kicked again into my fourth stride, thinking, don't be a wimp, John, don't back up, you can do this, you're always wanting to add, you got to go for it. So I kicked into that fourth stride, I got into the fifth stride, and I thought, oh, this is a problem, and I sat back as hard as I could and kept my leg on and said, Prophet, this one's up to you. And I got to say, he took care of it. I heard the jump judge gasp. She went, "Ah!" And I thought, I felt like I was screaming, although I fortunately didn't. And he took care of it. But that happens sometimes, and it was not good riding on my part, to be fair. But it worked out because I was positive, I was forward, I had seen everything else on the course really well, and I think that's sort of what I wanted to talk about or just mention is, you guys, everybody goes out cross country and we're always so hard on ourselves that we have to be perfect and we can't make any mistakes. And I think really the trick is you can't make backward mistakes and you can't make mistake after mistake. If you make a mistake here or there one time on a course, but you have your horse positive and forward thinking in front of your leg, usually things are going to work out. So you can take a look at the video clip and you'll see what I'm talking about here. As I jump into the water, but just keep that in mind when you're watching this, that this was the last real combination on the course, and this horse had jumped around great till then, and you can sort of think about that when you go out on your next cross country, that you got to be putting gas in the tank the whole way around, so that if and when something isn't perfect, or if and when you make a boneheaded mistake like I did, in fact I made 3 of them at the same fence, kicking and kicking and kicking again. If I were a horse, I'd probably try to sell myself. And sometimes this stuff happens. So anyway, take a look at the video and you'll see what I mean.
So here we are at Chattahoochee Hills, about 3/4 of the way around the course. We get a jump there just before the water. We're coming down the hill in a nice right bend, and you can see the fence. We're going to jump in there. So I set Prophet up, and I think I've got a pretty good shot in here. So I give him a press off the ground here, and he lands just a little quiet. So I really have to kick to get the 6. This is a narrow wedge in the water. And now it's 5 strides on the bend, and I'm pressing as hard as I can, but I don't get it. And oh man, I get away with one there, big time get away with it. But you see, I stay positive, I stay forward, I don't dwell in it. I'm trying to give this horse a really good go. He didn't touch the fence, he took care of things as he's been trained to do. And we come down to our last fence here, or next fence rather, on course, and I just make sure I get a nice positive jump there, which you can't see. But here's the interesting thing. Look at my position. Softly behind him, not pretty, but where I need to be. That's safety position cross country, and realistically what I needed to do to make sure that I got this done and stayed out of Prophet's way the best I could. Not exactly stylish, but sometimes that's the way it goes, and you got to get it done. That's the lesson there. Don't dwell in it, get it done, and then get back in the saddle, back in balance, and finish with a nice positive round. This horse looks to be in great shape.